We are on day 4. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you. Waiting for biscuits to get done. Canned biscuits, shout out. And I want to talk about you can have an horrible year and still win. You can have a year that did not turn out how you thought it was supposed to turn out and still win. This year did not go as planned for me, but the plan that I had was nowhere near as magnificent as the plan that the divine had. And my dog is about to probably make a guest appearance here. Oh, no, he didn't. Going into this year, I got back into like my grind. I received a prophetic word that pretty much said, don't forget about your business. And at that point, when I heard the word, I kind of low key was just coasting in business. I was doing just the simple things. I wasn't pushing no programs. I wasn't pushing nothing. And I think it just got to a point where I was just burnt out. And even in that word, it said that you will be able to manage it. You know how to do it now. And so that gave me the courage to push back out there. So January 1st, a lot of things happened of this year. I got a coach, which I'm not new to the coaching space in terms of me having a coach, even though I am a coach. I got a coach. It was actually a person I met at a networking event years ago, and I'll tag him in the video. Great, excellent productivity coach, mindset coach, like all those things. Just a great human being altogether. I spoke to him a few days ago. Hold on, let me go get these biscuits. All right, so I got my coach, and I restarted my accountability group, which is something that I've done for 5 years. Wasn't really planning on starting that back, honestly. I was like, I guess I was just in a place like, okay. So that word just kind of inspired me. It located me. It gave me that push. I ran across my coach online randomly. At that time, he wasn't my coach, but I ran across him randomly and hired him, started my accountability group back up, did really, really well in January. I think we ran it from January to March. Great results, great group of people, made a nice income from it. And I was like, okay, I've hacked the formula. I'm going to, do it in cohorts, because before then I was doing it month to month to month, so just all of that. Got the coach. He was helping me with my speaking career. So a few things were going to happen this year. Speaking career was going to catapult, be in front of the major audiences. That was going to funnel into my programs. That was going to funnel into my accountability group. That was going to funnel into my Monday mindset sessions. Like everything was going to be on the up and up. But after, I want to say like March, we went into April, and at the same time, I'm still being a caregiver for my mom. So after March, everything just kind of started going downhill. It's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I brought back I had a wait list, y'all, for my 6 a.m. group, and every person on the wait list did not come through for the next cohort. So I was like, as an entrepreneur, you be you be like, oh, this coming up, so I'm gonna use this for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just real, because it's such an up and down space. Like, especially I think when you're new to medium size, it's an up and down space. It ain't no. You can forget that whole guarantee thing. There are businesses still shutting down right now that are multi-million-dollar businesses. Forever 21, that just popped in my head. Starbucks had to close some stores. Like, it don't matter. So every size can be impacted. So that didn't come through. All right, let me go get these biscuits. Trying to talk it, and they gonna get burnt. All right, let's get this. Hold on, y'all. And then I'm gonna get this breakfast. Yeah, it's just everything was going down. And with the encouragement of my coach, I was reaching out to people. I was reaching out to organizations, trying to get those invites. I was doing that. I was pushing my stuff out there. And I did get, let me also say this. With all of those efforts, I did see a return. It just wasn't the return I was expecting. I was expecting a return where there was clearly, I'm speaking in front of large audiences, clearly where I'm getting the whole situation where, like, hey, we got to get you at this next event. Like that's what I saw in my head. So when it did not pan out like that, I felt like I was defeated. Plus, there were several engagements where I was funding my way to go there, which is okay. It's just like, okay, I'm doing this because I believe that this event is going to open this door and this door and this door. And it did not happen that way. Not saying it cannot in the future, right? But it did not happen the way I saw in my vision. I was doing my TikTok. I was doing, I was just pushing my stuff on social. Nothing was doing nothing. And so this year, at the same time, I'm dealing with my mom. I'm the caregiver because she did not move out until the end of May. So all of this is happening while I'm taking care of her. All right, let's take these biscuits up now. All of this is happening while I'm taking care of her. And it was, yeah, let me take them out. It was a rough season. The stress of taking care of her, the stress of really desiring to put myself out there and not seemingly getting the response I wanted. Not saying I wasn't getting any response, right? Because I don't want to make it sound like I'm ungrateful, but I wasn't getting the response I thought I deserved. Because if I'm honest, I've been speaking for years, and it's like now I'm like, okay, I want this to really take off a little bit, like I want this to pick up a little bit. I want this to be my main thing, and it just hasn't been that this year. But I've grown tremendously. So we're in we're in May. My mom moves out. Things are still slow in business. I'm debating doing this accountability call again. I have a contract. I have some other streams of income. But I'm trying to, like most people, you're trying to increase those streams just so, you can pay stuff off. You can get ahead. All this kind of stuff. So mom passes September 14th. 14 days after September 1st is when which she had the stroke. So all of September was a wash business wise. It was a wash business wise, but it wasn't, because this is when things started to shift. Fourth quarter for me has been the best quarter so far. Best and worst, right? But these last 4 months have been the best 4 months financially for me. I'm like, okay, I have more money at the end of the month than bills. Now, I did have to make some cuts and some pivots and change things around, but you can go into a year thinking one thing, and that last quarter can shift everything. And if we continue the path that we're on right now, going into January 1st, it's going to climb. Now, in the entrepreneurial world, we know things can shift very quickly for the better or for the worse. It is starting in September, while my mom is going through what she was going through and ultimately passed. Things were shifting in the background for me for the better. Things were shifting. I think it was like right at the end of August, I had gotten a contract and I had gotten a increase with another contract that I had. My business started to pick up. Like now going into January 1st, I'm going to relaunch my accountability group. I'm going to relaunch some other endeavors and some things that I was just doing this year, which was I was doing a thing called Table of Six here in Atlanta, where I was bringing together entrepreneurs to network more in a curated space. I'm going to bring that back. Like I'm excited about next year. But here's what I want it to look like. I don't want to put so much pressure on what this year has to, what 2026 has to be. I want 2026 to be calm. And I want to give 2026 creative freedom, is what I'm trying to say. I want to give my year creative freedom. I want to give myself creative freedom. Yes, I want goals and things that I'm striving for, but I don't want to put so much pressure so that if it doesn't look like what I thought it was supposed to look like, I count it as a failure. Because that's what happened this year. I have spoken the most on the most stages this year than any year, virtual and in person. But I counted it as a failure because it didn't look like what my vision said it was supposed to look like in order to deem it successful. But now I'm realizing that the art of letting go is where you get to touch everything. When you say something has freedom to be, you step into a whole nother dimension. And so going into 2026 for me, I'm going to put my things out there. I'm going to put my programs out there. I'm going to have fun. I'm not going to be looking at, oh, only 2 people showed up, only 5 people. No, I'm going to build with whoever shows up. I'm going to create with whatever I have in my hands. And so this is why I'm being so consistent with my YouTube, not because I'm looking for a big payout, is I want to prove to me that I am worthy of consistency. I want to prove to me that I'm enjoying the journey of becoming what, Mark? I don't know, and I really don't care, but I know a part of my calling is to do what I'm doing right now. Sharing, giving wisdom, and this is allowing me to do so. So I'm detaching from how many subscribers am I getting. I want to grow. Don't get me wrong. I want to impact more lives, but I'm not allowing that number to impact me negatively if it doesn't reflect what I think it's supposed to reflect. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Anyway, I'm about to eat breakfast, get started with my workday, have an 11 o'clock appointment, virtually Zoom session. And yeah, we're gonna get into the day. But we working. Hopefully you're working. Hopefully you're staying consistent at what you believe you're called to do. And we're gonna see what the results gonna be. Old people used to say in the Baptist church, I'm gonna run on and see what the end gonna be. All right, I'll be back.